What's going on, Aries? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an incredible week so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, your shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey and complete sentences, I promise. Now, the theme of the week for this monthly spread is going to be business and all the ways that it can help build your empire, Aries, going into this new year. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Hey, D. Sorry, cat's here. Your space has been cleansed. Gems are feeling awesome. Just good vibrations all around. Now, with this business spread, I'm going to be pulling 10 cards and doing a good old surprise card at the end, so don't you panic, Aries. And also, I'll be doing clarifications as need be along the way. And in case you all were curious, bringing back the deck that started this whole channel off, good old Aleister Crowley's Stealth deck. I included a link for this one, and I included the link for the smaller version, because this large version, I love it. But I've gotten better at shuffling, but you know, the struggle's still real. But all that to say, I included a link for this deck, which is going to be the smaller size, and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So check that out if you're interested. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, which is going to represent the current situation. So, Higher Self, what is the current situation for Aries right now in business? Let's see what's been going on, Aries. How business has been treating you here recently. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Ha! Look at you. You got the Princess of Wands here. And so hopefully, I feel like with her energy popping up, I hope that business has been going pretty well. Because with the Princess of Wands, you know, this is her energy is about like kind of like getting out and just like being excited for the day and all that it encompasses. Because the Princess of Wands, we have a long history. We go way back. When we started out, I was always talking about how she never seemed to be prepared. She's got her tiger forever asleep. It's fine. He's just got a napping disease. That's what I've chalked it up in here too. This hat, which that's funny that it would pop up with you, Aries, because this looks like your sign here, Aries. So I feel like she's greeting it with that same type of enthusiasm, you know, that that Aries has, that first rush of spring. So I hope that's how we're all of that to say. I hope that's how we're feeling about our business right now. You know, hopefully this is something that we're super excited about. You know, whether it's if this is just our current job that we're going to, maybe we started up our own kind of side project, however that's looking. I hope that we're super excited about this thing, because that's what the Princess of Wands is about. You know, she's a card about audacity, tenacity, all those city words. You know, that's what she's bringing. And I feel like if this is a place that you really love and that you really, that maybe even really pushes you to be better and it supports that growth, then absolutely, you know, that's how we come at it, you know, come at our business with that energy. If it's challenging us and making us grow. So this is a tight start, Aries. I'm with it. Let's get to your second card here, which is going to be some challenges. Because of course, just like how Princess and Wands and I had some challenges at first in our early relationship, you know, challenges are definitely bound to happen. So, Higher Self, what are some current challenges that Aries is dealing with right now? What's up, baby? Hey, you. Okay. That's nature of my problem. And hopefully, you know, I hope your challenge is a kitty rubbing up against your leg, too. That's not a bad problem to have. Ooh! Hold on. You got the Empress here, Aries. What's good? Sorry, I'm having like a reunion here, Aries. The Empress is like one of my best. Nature of my problem. This reading is about you. With the Empress popping, okay, let's get serious, girl. With this coming up as your current challenge, I feel like maybe with this work. Maybe and hopefully, again, I hope this is resonating with you in the sense of like you're in love with your job and you've been really just kind of going at it. You're just like, you love what you do, you don't mind working a little bit longer, and not that they're asking you to. You're just putting in the work because it doesn't feel like work anymore. You're just doing this thing. But a challenge could be self-care, because that's what the Empress embodies. A lot of things, she's a very abundant figure. She's very nurturing, very fertile, but she's in my deck here from the get-go. She's been my self-care card, and I feel like maybe the challenge is that we might be, even though we're having fun with it, and could be enjoying whatever we're working on here. If this is something of our own, or if this is where we're just currently working at, we do need to take some time in self-care, because if this is someplace where you're at, let's say if you're at a work of business, you got some of those people who are like, will rack up vacation days. They just don't like taking them. You're just like, you're fulfilled here. You're doing what you're doing here, then you're going home, and then you take the days as you need them. It may be time to cash in. If you got some spare PTO or anything like that, take care of yourself. Celebrate all this. Celebrate the fact that you have such an awesome job, and you know what? Go celebrate that with some people. Go be with your family, be with some friends, or honestly even just be with yourself. But let's see, just take some time and make sure that we're self-caring, because this, where I love the energy, this can get exhausting if we're not practicing good Empress care. So just keep that in mind, Aries. And I feel like that this could be, that's overall, this is a pretty solid start, I feel like, to your reading here. So let's keep it moving, which is going to be your third card, which is going to be where you can find help with this Empress here right now. Which honestly, if you need some help, I might just come kick it with you in the Empress here too, because that's my girl. I'm so happy to see her. You have no idea, Aries. Okay, what are we doing? Third card. Where can you find help at this time? Higher self, where can Aries find help with self-caring at this time? Because what a challenge. Oh, interesting. You got the Fool here. And you know what? No, that totally makes sense. Because I feel like what I was talking about here, if you're coming with that enthusiasm, if you love your job, or you love you're loving what you're doing right now, whether it's you're working for someone else or you're working for yourself, I feel like come with that same enthusiasm for self-care. for checking out. I feel like sometimes when we get on this thing, when we find our thing, that we're just like, we can be in it all day. It's not, that thing of when you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. When we're in that type of thing, right, or in that sort of mode, I feel like it's like where we can just like work and work. And again, it's not working, but we're doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And we're not taking time to stop. We're stopping when our body's telling us to stop, whereas opposed to kind of being more kind of proactive and self-caring where we need to. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be like you need to take a spa day or anything like that. Take whatever time you can afford. Just do some yoga. Maybe go for a run. Work out. Go get your hair done, just like little things like that. Go buy yourself some clothes, because the Empress embodies she rules over Libra and Taurus. Taurus, has, when you think of like the more finer things, Taurus has an appreciation for that type of stuff, for the more material things. They're the earth element, they're grounded in the physical realm more than other elements. So, Taurus is appreciating that material side of stuff. So, maybe treating yourself in that aspect. And then you get on to Libra's side of it, which Libra appreciates more of that beauty. You would think Libra's, more about balance, but sidebar. So Aries, this is, I don't have any Aries in my chart, just by the way, Aries. It's not like I'm making this reading about me. But I was in, my son's in Cancer, and I was paying attention to the moon, and it was in Libra. And it's not about really, I feel like honestly, Libra energy is not about balance. It's more so about you achieve balance through beautifying your world here and beautifying yourself, and making sure that everything is aesthetically pleasing. And so I feel like, all of that to say, come at this self-care with that same enthusiasm that you're coming with this thing here, and I feel like that's going to solve your problem. I just like, you have this is such a chill reading that you're doing right now. I'm all up in this energy here. You're really bringing it. Let's get to your fourth card here. which is going to be some long-term gains. Because I will say, you're the first person that or at least first sign that I'm like, all right, Aries, let's see, you're doing too much. Let's sit back for a little bit. So yeah, we're okay, long-term games. I was like, what are we doing here, Aries? We're just having fun at this point. We're just pulling cards, just hanging out. What is higher self? What are some long-term gains here for Aries? You know, other than just like mad Empress. Jeez. When I just talking about Libra, there it is. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna have fun. I'm just settling it in. The adjustment card. Some long-term gains in with this thing here is exactly what I was talking about with Libra energy. It's just like about finding that balance in the sense of that finding your balance. That's I can barely sentence. Finding your balance between this. Oh, hold on. This and this. You know, that's gonna be the gain here. You know what you're going to get once we start doing these things is this. I was like, I don't even know if I said that right the first time. Hopefully this is making sense the second time. That yeah, the long-term game is just getting finding that work smart and play smart. I feel like is what's going to be your long-term game here, Aries. Now, if I had to be serious for like a half a second, that's going to be your long-term game, you know. But it is going to come. It's going to come with practice, because I get it. You know, when I started this channel, I was super excited about this thing, and it wasn't like I was working really hard per se, or at least I didn't see it as work because I was having so much fun with it. But life, you can start to neglect yourself a little bit when we get too wrapped up in this thing. You know, we're trying to keep that momentum there. So just find that balance. I feel like we don't need to go too deep into that. Let's get to your fifth card here, which is going to be some short-term gains. So higher self, what are some short-term gains for Aries at this moment? Let's see what we can look forward to in the short term here. Oi. Yeah, Aries, this is this is really fun. I'm digging this energy. Ooh! You got the princess. All my friends are showing up. You got the Princess of Disc here. And with the ladies. And keep in mind, Aries, I don't even know if I said this. This isn't a gender-specific reading, so we're just reveling in it right now. Princess of Disc is so bad. I love her. Your short-term gain is with all of this. I feel like if you take this fun, because that's what I feel like your energy is at right now, Aries. And at least I'm hoping so. Your energy is, I'm feeling very playful energy right now. You're really enjoying yourself. And I feel like take that energy in this business, you know, whether you're working for something and maybe you're trying to maybe you're thinking about possibly climbing that ladder, you know, maybe thinking about going into like a managerial role or whatever bossing up looks like for you, or if we're working on our own thing here. Either way, pour that energy, figure out where you want to go to next, you know, how you want your world to look, really, and then pour all this awesome energy into that, into your motivating this thing here, because that's what she's doing. She's feeding all her life force into this stuff, and you know what? No, let me finish up the story, and then I got a little caveat here. She's super fertile energy here, and she's pouring all of her energy into this scepter here. And this ground is getting lit up because she's got this whole forest behind her. And she's about to make this be abundant utopia. It's like, what word do I even want to say for that? Because with this energy, it's going to be, just madness that's coming from here. I feel like that's going to be the short-term game, you know, really kind of start investing in this thing, and like really sort of like, I feel like planting seeds is going to be, or like start thinking about some ways that we can maybe get some short-term things cooking. Let's get a little clarification on that, and then I haven't forgotten about the caveat here, but let's get now I need a little clarification. Higher self, can we clarify the Princess of Disc, please? Yeah, let's get a little bit more on this princess here. And you know, while I'm shuffling, with this Princess of Disc and this Empress combo, just because they are very fertile figures, if we're at a place in our business where we may want to take some maternity leave, and you know, have ourselves a little one, I say this is absolutely the time. But if we're more so focusing on our career right now and having fun, let's be mindful. But can we get clarification on the Princess of Disc, please? Let's just get a little bit more on that. Abundance. Okay, I guess we really didn't need clarification, because what's going to happen when you really invest in this thing? And I feel like invest in this thing in that work smart, play smart type of mentality. Abundance, just all over the place. You know what? Like I don't really have anything else to say on that. Let's keep it moving. Let's talk about your strengths here, as if this wasn't just one big old pile of strength. Higher self. What are some strengths that Aries is working with at this time? I mean, come on, Aries. This is I really am having a lot of fun with this reading. I hope you are too. Nice. So you got the Four of Disc here. Okay. Whew. Okay, thank you. Thank you for allowing me a break, Aries. Because with the Four of Disc, I feel like your strength here is about being able to provide that foundation, being able to establish your own type of stability here. Because the Four of Disc, Four of Disc for me is a card of like law and order, about stability, about you know, it's about really kind of about like finding that balance in the sense of again, I feel like between this kind of like work hard and play smart type of deal, because that's you got this card as a Sun in Capricorn here, and Capricorn normally tends to be like, you know, pretty hard workers. So just like kind of I feel like with that, just kind of keep eyes on, you know, when we might be a little overzealous, like with this reading here. I might be doing a little bit extra right now, you know. But what was the point of that? Just to say, you know, when we're in it, you know, sometimes, you know, we can lose track of time, if you will. Just be mindful of that, you know, like, you know, because I feel like you got a really rock solid skill here. You know, we're in a good place to. I just feel like the energy is good here, and we want to make sure that platform stays stable. So I feel like just remember that you have, in order to keep this stability and keep this strength kind of functioning here, make sure that you're self-caring. I just want to make sure that we emphasize that, because it is something where if you do love this thing, like I hope you do, you can get to this place where it does, like, time just kind of flies by, and the next thing you know, we've worked all day, we haven't eaten, we haven't gotten anything to drink, you know, we haven't even used the bathroom. So it's like, you know, just like be mindful of that, you know, when you're working with this strength here, because this is a good time for Aries, I feel like, in business. And you know what? If you're not feeling this, let's talk about that for a second. If we're not feeling this energy right now, I say it may be time to do a little kind of some early Empress here. You know, if we have the time, if you're kind of stuck if you feel like you've been in a rut or something like that, you know, constantly life has been kind of beating you down, let's maybe get into Empress mode early, you know, or when we can, and figure out what is it that's going to get you out of bed every morning. Because the Princess of Wands, I'm not kidding, when I first met her, I'd be like, oh yeah, she's like, yo, she's not even kind of ready. And I bring her, not even necessarily bring her down, but I talk about her, and then she'd come back again. It's like, well, how you like me now? And then I talk about her again. She's like, well, how you like me now? And then we do it again. You see what happens? So I feel like if we're not feeling that, you know, if we're not feeling this thing, let's take some time and find out what it is that would get us out of bed like that. You know, that would stir up that excitement. You know what? Because this is dope. Full Princess of Wands combo here. This is something that, like, you've been waiting to do this thing your whole life, you know, and maybe you don't even realize it yet. So I feel like, you know, it kind of explore this energy, you know, when you have the time, Aries, if we're not feeling this thing, or if we've been feeling like, well, that's great, Justin, that every other Aries is feeling this thing, but what about me? Aries, this is what you brought me. That's the thing. This is within you, Aries. You just have to find it, you know. And I know that that's easier said than done, but it is just sitting with it. And when you have an opportunity, ask yourself that thing, and come at it with be practical with it too. Come at it with like, okay, I love this thing. Am I gonna love this thing with its pluses and its minuses? You know, when I have camera issues, you know, because as you probably could tell if you've been with me, I'm switching it up again. And you know what? I ended up kind of liking this switch anyway. So, you know, I hope that makes sense. You know, if this hasn't been resonating with you, or we more so maybe been feeling like a rut or something like that. Just keep that in mind, Aries, that this is within you. You can find your fulfillment. It's just about finding that focus, you know, right now. And right now we just might need to Empress, you know, figure out what abundance looks like for us. And then once we've rested up, go out there and go get it. But let's go ahead and get to your 7th card here, which is going to be some weaknesses. So higher self, what is a weakness that Aries might be working with at this time? You know, yeah, what is a strength that's waiting to be discovered here? Let's see what's going on here, Aries. Okay. You got the Ace of Swords here. And this is kind of perfect in the sense of like, if I would, like how I was just talking about, if you don't know what brings you this fulfillment here, you know, don't, be compassionate with yourself, because if you'd have told me years ago that I'd have been on YouTube doing stuff like this, I wouldn't have believed you. But sometimes life works itself out like that. You know, once we start making space, when we start the things that aren't fulfilling us, when we start kind of clearing those stuff out of our realm here and making more space for the universe to, you know, kind of fill it up with happiness and all that. You know, we practice that law of attraction. Then that clarity is going to come in, and then all this stuff is just going to like light up, and then you'll find that all this stuff kind of falls into place here, Aries. So that's where we, again, if you've been feeling like this isn't ours, this is totally yours, and it's coming, you know. But it's just about putting that intention out there. If we're just focusing on the fact that we hate our job, if we hate our business, you know, that whatever that looks like, if we're just stuck in those like low vibratory states and we're just like nothing matters, we're not having fun like we are right now, then that's what's going to keep perpetuating, is that lack of fun there. Because that's what you're telling the universe. It's like, well, I hate this thing, I want to do something about it, but you're not taking the steps. You know, we're fed up, but we still get back up and do the same thing over again. You know what I mean? So at some point we got to switch things up a little bit. We got to come at it with this combo here. This combo, this is a great recipe if you've been feeling in a rut, this right here, to shake things up. So let's get into your 8th card here, which is going to be what to focus on right now. So higher self, what is it that Aries should focus on right now? What are some areas that Aries should be focusing on at the present moment? Let's see what's going on there, Aries. Oh, okay, yeah, nice. more Libra energy here. You got the 2 of Swords here. Hold on, let me grab a quick swig. So with this 2 of Swords popping up, I feel like the thing to focus on, again, is just like finding that balance. You know, if we're, like I said, if we're loving this thing, you know, make sure that do what you love, but make sure we're taking rest in between. You know, we're taking our break time, we're grabbing lunch. You know, we're not neglecting ourselves. And if we haven't been feeling this thing, you know, realizing that everyone's journey is different. You know, this is a card of, you know, first we got to go through the hard times before we get to the relief, before we get to this peace. But it is remembering that this is the finish line here. Once we start taking that work, we can get to this like more calmer state of mind here. The Swords have to deal with intellectual matters, or, you know, matters of the mind. So if we want to get that balance where we're not feeling like, you know, in turmoil or anything, you know, let's start taking those steps towards that. What would balance you out? What would get this? What would kind of quell your mind a little bit? Okay, let's get to the 9th card here, which is going to be what to focus on in the future. So higher self, what is it that Aries should be focusing on in the future? Let's see, what are some future things that we should focus on here? Oh, yeah? Okay. Nice. Queen of Disc here, and absolutely Queen of Disc. This is, and I feel like this definitely applies for both. You know, if we've been in this place and we've been enjoying this thing, how can we take this thing and expand expand it. You know what I mean? How do we get this to where that everyone's kind of enjoying this thing right here? You know, that's what the Queen of Disc is about. You know, maybe you, if you've been working, if you have your own business, let's say for example, how do we make this thing so that everyone's kind of feeling this joy? You know, can we raise that vibration even further here? And if we haven't been, let's start getting a game plan for that. Let's start figuring out, one, what we love, and then two, let's start mapping that thing out, because the Queen of Disc, she's a very resourceful figure. She's the type that when met with a challenge, she's not looking at, she's got, I don't know if you can tell, she's got this open field out here. You know, it's just a blank canvas for her. And she could she could look at it like, oh man, there's so much out here. What could I possibly do with all this thing? Or she could keep the energy that we brought this whole reading. Oh yeah, Empress, Prince of Wands, even the adjustment. Girls, ladies, we are about to get this thing. Let's get to work. You know what I mean? And then just like, oh, I almost got turned up again and forgot what we were doing. But that's what I feel like, that's what we should focus on in the future. You know, what is it, that thing that's going to get us so geeked up that we forget what we're doing and we're just enjoying this. We're just going out there and just doing that good work, Aries. So I feel like that's definitely what to focus on in the future. How can we keep this momentum, and how do we grow in this momentum? What is the end game of this look like for, you know, like future Aries look like in this energy here? Because man, I want to kick it with you when you get there. I want to kick it with you now. This has been dope. Let's get to your last card here a second, because I'll keep you here all day. Hire yourself. The last card is going to be opportunities, Aries. Hire yourself. What are some opportunities that are coming in for Aries? Because again, I don't know what other opportunities you need, Aries, because this has just been one big opportunity. What are some things that are coming in for Aries? Hire yourself. What are some? Yeah, let's bring this thing home. Nice. Knight of Wands, and absolutely Knight of Wands. Let's go ahead and switch back over, because with this Knight of Wands coming up, this is kind of really what I was talking about, you know, with this Queen of Disc energy. You know, once we kind of find that thing, how do we expand it? Because this is Sagittarius's card here, and Sagittarius's energy is about that expansion. You know, that seeking for thrill, that optimism, all this optimism that we brought here. I feel like the opportunity is going to be that energy to go forward and keep this momentum here. You know, that's the opportunities. But my caveat with him is, if we don't go with a direction, you know, if we're just sort of, you know, just using this energy a little kind of mindlessly, then, you know, that's the quickest way to a hangman situation. But if we're making sure, keep this thing going, but, you know, make sure that we're self-caring along the way, then absolutely, that's how you make the most out of Knight of Wands energy. The opportunity is, you're about to just go out there and Princess of Disc, show them how, because look at this. You went from a Princess of Disc, and then you leveled up to the Queen of Disc. So I mean, come on, Aries. The opportunities are endless, you know, especially if you're coming with this energy, and when you tap, or if you're coming with this energy, or when you tap into this energy, opportunities are just going to fall littered in opportunities. So I'll leave that there. That was a whole lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, Aries. And if you did, give this a thumbs up, you know. And if you know someone who might resonate with this, who might need some, maybe they're not feeling quite as feeling this optimism yet, share this with them. Let's raise that vibration. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit that bell button and you'll get notified when I release videos. I'm all up on Facebook. And then if you have any Cancer in your chart, check out the Chariot and Friends. You know, that's I cover everything, just Cancerians, you know, wherever you have it in your placement. And we go over like lunar shenanigans, you know, what sign she's in, phase, void of course, all that cool stuff. And all this housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me go ahead and get your surprise card so I can get you out of here and having fun. Ooh, that's a nice finisher here. It's massive energy. You got the Death card here for the win. And I feel like there is something brewing here, and I feel like this is more so for those if you haven't been feeling this thing, and not to say that those if you're going through this thing that there isn't more transformation coming, but I feel like if you've been looking for this thing and you're trying to find out how to embody this energy here, I feel like that's what your transformation's about to be. I feel like because now you've seen it, I've seen it, and we're both really excited about where you're going to go with that. So embrace that this is coming. Know that this is within you. It may feel a little uncomfortable. I'm not sure, depending on where you're at in your journey in this business. I'm not in this. Again, this would not be me this is not me telling you to like leave your job or do anything reckless. Because that's not how we use our King of Wands energy. We got to be practical with this stuff. Find a way, if you're thinking about that, find a way to incorporate this thing and then slowly phase yourself out of this. And we don't have to, don't force this transformation. Let it happen naturally. And if you work with that energy, like we've been working with this energy here, everything is going to be fantastic, Aries. So I think I'll leave that there. So stay safe out there. And you just, because you just raised my vibration through the roof. That was so much fun. Yeah, keep that up. And I will catch you on the next one later.